Hey Guru Nation, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. I want to make this one a quick one for the job seekers out there. Alright, a couple of things here. One of them is actually advocating for the use of LinkedIn, the proper use of LinkedIn. But the greater topic, the greater concept is hyperbole and making yourself stand out, making yourself be impressive. So the first thing you got to do if you use this strategy, first of all, you got to be careful, because employers, a lot of employers, me being one of them, we actually look for humility in our future staff. Why? Because we have a culture, we have other employees that we've worked really hard to train, to recruit, to retain. Last thing we want is somebody coming in and shaking things up for the wrong reasons or making people feel uncomfortable or just changing the culture. So humility is one of them. Usually when people brag, and it's hard to brag on the actual resume or the CV, so people tend to brag in their opening emails when they attach their resume or in their cover letters or both. You want to avoid hyperbole. First of all, you need to make sure that the job you're applying for and what you are saying actually line up. So you got to make sure you understand the industry in the context of what company you're applying for. Number one. Number two, sometimes people come from overseas with advanced degrees, and that's fine. Like research sites, we love that. CROs love that. That education is good no matter where, what country it comes from. All these jobs usually say or international equivalent. That's perfect. But you want to avoid hyperbole. If you say something along the lines of, I helped to discover cancer treatments, or I helped to discover something, it goes back to my first point about humility. It's really no one person that's discovering treatments, therapies, cures. It's a group effort. So you can say, there's nothing wrong with saying I was involved in projects where we advanced therapeutics. Here's some examples, if you can, if you're allowed to say that. But don't just take the credit. If you actually did, regardless of the role that you had in discovering those treatments or therapies, or in advancing those treatments or therapies is a better way to say it, is to actually engage in the comment section on LinkedIn. Like, there's a fine line between bragging and demonstrating your knowledge. And unfortunately, when you text an employer, a potential employer, or you email a potential employer, like, your space is very limited. So I know the tendency for some people is to hyperbolize, to exaggerate, to brag. But to me, those are red flag, red flag, red flag. The better way to do it is to try to find a way to be more humble in your initial message, but also believable. Again, there's nothing wrong with saying that you were involved in the programs which helped advance and you played a vital role, but that's not what a lot of these people are saying. So the place to brag, more or less, and even there you got to be humble, is LinkedIn, in the LinkedIn comments. LinkedIn is a huge social network. There are topics around everything. So if you find posts and people posting about things relevant to what you were doing in your day-to-day, in your previous job, and that's where you can leave thoughtful comments. It will reflect positively on your skill set, because that's the place where you can go in depth. And if you have a depth of knowledge on a particular subject, you can talk about it more, and it comes off less braggy. So that's the call to action to use LinkedIn. It'd be a lot more effective to leave thoughtful comments on 50 posts over the course of a month, where other people are actually interested enough to read what you're saying, and then if they click on your profile, they see, actually they don't even need to click, They see your little open to work banner. And there's recruiters, I've talked to recruiters. There's recruiters that get introduced, job recruiters, that get introduced to people mainly because they're so active in comments. So again, be mindful about what kind of comments you're leaving. You don't want to come across bragging or arrogant, but you do want to come across as knowledgeable, and that is the context to do it in. So hopefully this helps, Guru Nation. There's nothing wrong with hustling and trying to go out and get it, but it can backfire if it's done the wrong way. So I'm hoping that I can help some other people out who are in this situation. Like, it's generally not a good strategy to exaggerate what you've done. It shows the potential employer that you're covering up some weaknesses, one of them being lack of experience. So hopefully this helps, Guru Nation. Go out there and get it. I'm trying to help one person at a time. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Take care.